Hi everyone, Matt here, and I'd like you to do an activity with me. Can I have everyone take your hands? Actually, you should probably stand up first. This is a very serious activity. So can I get everyone to stand up? And now, take your hands, put them out like this. Very good. Now, take your thumbs, put them down, and cross your hands left over right. Now weave your fingers together like that, and bring them underneath. Now bring your two index fingers to your nose and straighten your index fingers, just like that. I know it looks silly, but there's a reason. Now, keep your fingers tight to your nose and release and wave. How did you do? I did it. Were you able to? Most people actually struggle with this. Let's try it one more time. Take your hands, put them out like this. Thumbs down, left over right. Weave your fingers together. Now bring it underneath. Take your two index fingers, bring it to your nose. Straighten your index fingers just like that. And release and wave. Still having trouble? If you were able to do it, put it into the comments that you were able to. If you weren't able to do it, let's do a diagnosis. If I were to give you €1,000 or $1,000, would you be motivated to keep trying? Would you practice? Would you continue to try and figure it out? Most of us probably would, at least initially. The question is, would you be successful? Unlikely. Although you might get lucky, but unlikely to be successful. Let's dig in a little bit deeper. There are certain physical, cognitive, and emotional requirements for you to succeed at this activity. You have to have a nose. Hopefully you have a nose. You have to have two arms. You have to have enough flexibility to be able to do this. 5 fingers on each hand, opposable thumbs. These are requirements. These are physical abilities. You also have to have the basic level of intelligence to be able to follow the instructions and think through it. Most of us all meet those two criteria, physical and intellectual. We also have emotional abilities, the ability to persevere, the ability not to give up, the emotional strength to take the feedback of failing at this activity and continuing to practice. Most of us put this into proper perspective and don't give up too quickly. So we have the abilities, we have the motivation or the attitude. Now we have to look at skills. Skills are things we can learn and practice. So if I just set you loose to practice, would you be able to succeed? Well, go ahead, try it. Here, one more time. 1, up, bump, bump, up, and bump. If you do that over and over again, do you think you might be able to get it? You might. You might again stumble upon something and figure it out on your own. But that's pretty inefficient and could be very frustrating. But again, repetition, you might be able to solve the problem. Alternatively, if we break down the procedure and we ensure that you have all the information, in other words, the knowledge, you might be able to solve this and get it done properly. So let's break down the procedure one more time. Hands out, thumbs down, left over right. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you one important piece of information. When you put your left over right and you weave your fingers together, make sure your left pinky is on top. For most of us, if we're right-handed particularly, we will actually naturally put our right pinky on top. I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you that part. You come underneath. Now when you put your two index fingers to your nose and straighten it, now it naturally unweaves without getting you all clunked up. So we had a knowledge gap. There was a breakdown in the procedure that I gave you. I didn't give you enough information. I left out a piece of information that was critical to your success. In other words, you had a knowledge gap. Now watch the subsequent videos to understand a little bit more the differences between knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes, and what the different interventions are to work through those. Thank you very much.